Should be a bit helpful because I do need to write down the starting 11 for this team. And for me, they did not give me position. It's not helpful.
Welcome into DMV Sports Media here. Gio on the color. Play-by-play is Josh Sager. We'll be getting started here shortly. This is MSI hosting Touch Kings. It's a matchup that we've seen quite a few times this season, has gone the way of both teams. So today's going to be very interesting, but there's a lot on the line here. This is the second quarterfinal. Actually, I'll hold that second as we enter the national anthem. Alrighty, traditions have been held or upheld, and the anthem has been sung. We should be getting started here shortly, and I'll hand over the play-by-play to Mr. Josh Sager.
Thank you so much, Gio. Welcome to Wildcat Stadium on the campus of Walter Johnson High School in Bethesda, Maryland. It's the UPSL playoffs in the North Division. As MSI Pro gets set to take on Touch Kings FC. This is a 3-6 matchup. Winner of this will be deciding who Bridge Sport Club plays, as they stunned the 4-seed Chiefs United last night with a stoppage time goal. And we are getting ready for a very intriguing matchup between two sides that are both playing very well over the last few weeks. MSI Pro has won their last 4 matches, so they are white hot. And Touch Kings FC, it was a slow start. They only finished the season with 13 points, but it was good enough for 6th place in that final spot in the North Division for these playoffs. It will be a very, very, it's going to be very interesting because they've won their last 2 games and have won 3 of their last 4. So let's get to the starting lineups. For MSI Pro, you've got Julian Figueroa will be in the net. It will be a back line of Ahmad Niama, William Delovich, and Julian Amato. The midfield will consist of Abdur Niama, Ishikashi Ono, and Kasai, and the forwards will be Jakpasu as well as Ilyas Ulbrahim. For Touch Kings FC will be Pessoa in net, forward with Baez, Tamayo, Rivera, and Ventura going from left to right on the back line. Alvial, Calix, and Sorta will be the midfield. The left wing will be Arevalo, the right wing Sotelo, and Caleb Pritchett will be the striker, the former Maryland Bobcat Caleb Pritchett, a guy who I got to cover for a little bit last season. This is going to be a fun one here from a place that has produced actually quite a few professional soccer players here in the United States. You've got current MLS star striker Jeremy Abobasi for LAFC, as well as former Arsenal product Gedeon Zelalem, who both called this their old stomping ground. So we should be in for an interesting one, especially on a place so hallowed in Montgomery County, Maryland soccer as Walter Johnson High School. Just getting the final festivities underway before we can kick off. You can hear the fans here in attendance. They are ready to get loud for MSI Pro and support this, support Montgomery Soccer Inc., a big league here in terms of youth soccer and a big movement here in terms of youth soccer. I actually played in it when I was much younger, so. Oh, but it's been many a year. I'd say maybe at least 10 years. I think it was 4th grade the last year I played in MSI. It looks like it will be Touch Kings FC to get us underway. Actually, no, it will be. I am incorrect. It is MSI Pro that will get us started, and kicking us off will be number 12, Ould Brahim, or 22. Yeah, Elias Ould Brahim. Actually, that is Surafel Asres. I did not mention him in the lineup. Away we go, though, as the whistle blows on a very steamy night from Bethesda, Maryland. It's going to be quite key here in this match to get going early. These are both high-scoring teams, and you don't want to give up a lot of goals. You've got a completely even goal differential for Touch Kings FC coming into this match. They scored 17, but also gave up 17. For our home team, MSI Pro, they scored 21 this season, but did give up 11. So if there's going to be any team that really wants to get on the front foot here, it is Touch Kings FC, as the ball goes out of play, and we see some kids chasing it down to see if they can maybe get that ball that just went out. Looks like taking the throw in will be Julian Alvial. Gets it back from his teammate Baez. Switching the field now, here's Rudy Ventura. Or actually, that's Juan Tamayo, the captain. Pass intercepted by Ishibashi, but instead taken over by Ono. You're going to see this a lot probably from Touch Kings. They're a team that really, really likes to get on the front foot early. They're a team that really wants to add a lot of counter press to their game. But at the same time, they also are going to be wanting to be a team that's going to control this tempo of this game, something that MSI Pro over the last few weeks has not been so keen to doing. Out wide to Baez. Centering one now for Rivera. Forward now, here is Alvial having to deal with the defender Amin Neama on him. It's going to go out for a throw-in for MSI Pro. You're going to have to wonder also with how hot it's getting. This is the last day before we're expected to get a massive heat wave, and you're going to want to wonder how much the heat today is going to affect the physicality, the fitness of these players. I did hear while I was going down to go get starting 11s and lineups that we will be having some hydration breaks in the 30th and the 75th minutes, so that will answer the question of whether or not we are going to get those. Spun around, Ardor Neama. Here is Baez. It's pickpocketed away by, and a foul called by a referee. That was Ardor Neama taken down by the center midfielder Noah Calix. Looks like counterattack here is what they are trying to aim for, as Ono is looking to get something started here. Now to the back line. Delovic back out to his center back Kasai. It will be a throw in now for Touch Kings. Stands are filling up quite nicely, a bit slowly, but still quite nicely here. Again, as I said earlier, MSI is a massive influence when it comes to soccer here in Montgomery County. That ball might have hit the hand of Delovic, but there's nothing called here by our center referee. Here's Caleb Pritchett. And any attempt that he was going to make was roadblocked. And a back pass from Rivera to get it back to his goalkeeper. Jose Posey has had a really long season this year. He's actually made 23 appearances, both fall and spring combined. So he has been a busy man in between the posts for Touch Kings. Headed only as far as Calix, and now you can find a wide open chance, and it's in! Goalkeeper off the line! And a goal scored by Sotelo. Touch Kings FC up 1-0 immediately. I mean, that is such a massive error, though, from Figueroa, who's not the normal goalkeeper this season for MSI. That is actually Yusufa Fofana, but the Gambian is not the one in goal tonight. My bad. Figueroa, that's just not the best mistake. That's not a great mistake, though. And now you got to start finding a way to get some shots on target now, because it's been all Touch Kings FC so far. They've been really the possession game for the most. They've been the ones controlling the possession. They've been the ones controlling the tempo. And with it this early, that is something that Touch Kings FC desperately needed, especially going up against a side that doesn't give up as many goals as they do. That has completely changed the future outcome of this match, and I think one that I think most MSI fans are kind of surprised by. Here's Amato.
Yeah, I mean, Figueroa has been so good for MSI this season. I mean, that's an uncharacteristic mistake for him. I mean, he's so well coming off the line, reaction on the saves. I mean, the last 5 games, he's been a key player to the success at MSI. So seeing that, it's going to be very interesting how MSI reacts here.
Well, I think as that ball is cleared by Tamayo, I think that maybe Figueroa wasn't expecting Sotelo to start coming up that quickly, and it was really startling for him, and you could see by his body language he was just not prepared for that. And I mean, if you're Sotelo, you're going to take that any day you can. Here's the center back Ul Brahim, and that one's going to go out of play. This will be our first corner of the match, and it's going to be coming on the near side by MSI. If you're just joining us, a very unlucky bounce for MSI Pro has given Touch Kings the 1-0 lead after the goalkeeper Figueroa off his line made a very crucial mistake. So taking the corner here is Ishibashi. He's going to send in an outswinger. The header is in the box, and it's going to... Oh, what a nice save by Jose Posea. Actually, it wouldn't have counted anyway. The flag was up. That was an incredible save no matter what. I mean, that's something that I think any goalkeeper dreams of. We saw a few of those this year. Actually, I'm an Arsenal fan, so I saw a few of those from David Raya this season. And now it's pickpocketed away. Out here is Arevalo. Sneaking one forward now. Here is Calix looking for some support. Back to Arevalo. Deeks one defender. And fly tackled away, and it actually might have taken, it did take a deflection off of Eric Arevalo, much to the dismay of the bench of Touch Kings FC. You can hear, I don't know if you can hear it, but they are very much dissatisfied with that call. But already you can still see that Touch Kings FC is not going to relent easy, and this is going to be a much more difficult challenge, I think, than MSI anticipated. As that one is picked off now by Ul Brahim, and now that one's stolen back. Nice slide tackle, much of a melee, a lot of bodies going down. Forward now for Abdur Neama, and he got around his defender Baez, that very sneaky. Ul Brahim takes down a defender. I think that might be Rivera that's down. Yeah, very lively to begin this match. This is definitely starting to very much reminisce of a fist fight in a way. A lot of bodies going down, a lot of physicality in this one so far. Fans of MSI starting to ring the cowbells, maybe just distract Posea off a bit. Here comes Delovich. Back here for Aban Neama. Got the pass from Kasai. Switching the field now. It might have been a bit too far for Ilyas Ibrahim, and it was. Just waiting for the ball to come back into play. We are at a tracked stadium, so it might take a little bit more extra time though to get balls back into play, and who knows what that's going to also do to stoppage time. Baez, and now that one is cleared, headed towards Pritchett, only headed into the direction of Amato. Here's Kasai, back to Simon Amato. One of the longer tenured members of MSI Pro. Out wide and stolen away by Juan Tamayo. Tamayo does have his brother on the team, but he is not on the roster tonight, Sergio Tamayo. So unfortunately, there is not that brotherly connection tonight. There is, however, for MSI Pro for the Neama brothers. And in the corner, this will be a throw in. It was just short of the corner flag, as fighting off some defenders was Surafel Asres, who is coming into this match the highest scoring player in this match with 4 goals. That leads both MSI Pro and Touch Kings FC. Little battle in the corner, and it's now picked away. Touch Kings might want to start something with a counter here. And Kasai intervenes before any possible threat can attack here. Kasai looking for options, gets it over to his teammate Ahmad Neama. I was just told by we were just told by MSI Pro that actually both the Neama brothers have 2 sisters that are also on the women's team too. As here comes a shot, and Posea has to make a save. He didn't actually have to move anywhere, so he was a stone wall barrier. Oh, 1 sister, excuse me. But yeah, they do have 1 sister that is on the women's side of MSI Pro. As Posea kicks this back into play. Pritchett just won a header battle, and now here comes Aravalo. Kasai is going to have to get up to him, and that ball goes out of play, and it's actually going to be a goal kick. And Touch Kings FC are showing some a little bit of contempt with this referee's decision here. And I think they might have a case that did look like, on first glance, that it did go off of Sammy Kasai, but MSI Pro was lucky to get away with that. Here's Delovich back to Uamato, and that one is cleared by Figueroa, only as far as Abdur Neama. Slide tackle there by Alvial, who we haven't said his name yet. Kasai, short pass now, Delovich, he's got Arvalo on him. And he keeps getting around Arvalo, and now lifts a cheeky pass over forward for Abdur Neama, and that one's going to be cleared out of play. Throw-in coming for MSI Pro. Sun is starting to come down a bit, which means the temperatures are also starting to calm down a bit. We are expecting the heat wave the Midwest is getting soon. Here's one of the Neama brothers, Abdur, cutting it back. Shot was deflected into the wall. Back to Abdur Neama, who's going to take a shot, and it's going to ricochet off the defender and out for MSI Pro's second corner of the night. But now, Oh, it's starting to look like MSI Pro is starting to have a little bit more of the momentum here. It will be number 3, Kaito Ishibashi, who will whip in an outswinger. The header is not quite going to make any threat here, and now it's cleared away, but all that number 9, Noel Calix could do for Touch Kings FC was just put it out of play. Here's Amato. Back to Sami Kasai. Oh no. Looking for some teammates here. And now here is Ulbrahim. That ball did go out of play. I mean, even if that ball just goes slightly over the sideline, it's going to go out of, that's already a throw-in, so it's out of bounds. And speaking of out of bounds, here comes another throw-in now for MSI Pro. But now you're starting to see MSI Pro starting to maybe set their own rhythm. They're a bit uncomfortable now, and one thing that they haven't been doing over the last few matches is they haven't been the ones controlling the tempo of play, and it's been working to their advantage. They had won 4 straight coming into this, and now here's Ulbrahim over on the right side. He's going to cross one in, headed away by Rivera, and now a shot. Great save by Posea. Here is Delovic looking for options. Kasai's going to have a long-range hit. That one is cleared away, only as far as number 3 Ishibashi. Kasai. That was a great sequence there for MSI Pro. Unfortunately, Touch Kings FC decided to be a stone wall. And now clear out of harm's way. It will be a Touch Kings throw-in. This has been a very nice start, though, for the club from Columbia that had to drive 22 miles down here. That one is going to be a throw-in now for MSI Pro. Wide open Abdur Urnayama. And his attempted cross was just impeded with, and now he gets it back. Abdur Urnayama's going to try curling one, and Posea is easily able to take that in. So, but already 4 shots on target for MSI Pro. Unfortunately for them, they just haven't had anything go in the back of the net yet. Kasai looking for options. He finds Ishibashi, who's going to launch one, and he's sending number 6, Jakpasu, forward. Jakpasu couldn't get around. It will be a 3rd corner now coming up for MSI Pro. But yeah, they are really, it's been probably at least 5 or so minutes since we've even seen Touch Kings FC even have some sort of attack. It's been all MSI Pro, really, since the goal by Noel Sotelo. Comes an in-swinger, overhit headed towards Sorafel Asres. Just waiting to. It's been a busy last few minutes for Jose Posea, who's been one of the best goalkeepers this year, who's been a pretty good goalkeeper this year for Touch Kings FC, but he's just hasn't been getting as much help from the back line this season. Now he has been today because they are playing for their lives this season in the spring, and basically a slip by Yosuke Ono. Here's Ishibashi. Back to Delovic. William Delovic gets around. Delovic continues. Here is Sufrel Asres. That one is going to have to be poked back for a reset. Sami Kasai. Oh no. Back to Kasai. And he goes back to his American teammate. Kasai got around Baez, and he gets around more defenders. Can't deke out the second one. But Sammy Kasai is now really wanting to get in on the action. A guy who is mostly played in the midfield, but for tonight is going to be playing on the back line. He's the right back tonight for MSI Pro, but he's been looking to be really influential. Here is Ono. Back out to Ahmad Neama. And he's looking to switch the field to Ilyas Ulbrahim. The Frenchman on side, and his pass was a bit overcooked for number 12, Surafel Asres. Here's Ishibashi, and now MSI Pro looking to get something on target. Back to Asres, who leads this team in goals, and offside as the flag comes up. There will be a stoppage of play. We are in the 20th minute. 21st minute. One nothing here for Touch Kings FC here in Bethesda, Maryland, just a few miles to the north of our nation's capital. What is starting to now become a much more pleasant night with the heat as bad as it was today. As I was saying earlier, we're expecting the heat wave, the Midwest experience today. If you are a baseball fan, you probably heard the St. Louis Cardinals and Cincinnati Reds game. It felt like 107 degrees. I could not imagine having to play, just sit out in that, or let alone be out in that in pants. And now here comes Arevalo. Eric Arevalo, he's looking for options. He's got an open teammate. Arevalo hits it wide, but puts it into a goal behind the end line. That's not going to count, but a very advantageous effort there. But if you want to really start to make MSI have to deal with much more pressure, you've got to get that on target. I mean, Arevalo did everything right. He just might have overhit it with the outside of his right foot. So Simon Amato is going to restart things here for MSI Pro, and he was trying to get a little bit of pressure from the right wing. Sotelo, our goal scorer. Tamayo intervenes and is able to get there before Ulbrahim can. And now a send. Here is Caleb Pritchett, but he is going to be interrupted by Sammy Kasai, and now forward for William Delovich. Surveying his options, decides to go to Ishibashi. Asres. Actually, here comes a chance now, and taken down is our forward over there. That was Chuck Pazu who was taken down, and the fans here are shouting their dismay. It did look like Juan Tamayo might have had an arm around him, but nothing called. So we play on. And maybe a mistake here as Abdur Neama gets it to Delovich, who is going to go to the left side, Ishibashi. And he sees a streaking Ono going into the box. Ono only lost possession in the box. Ishibashi now cleared away by Sotelo. Here is Ono, the Japanese midfielder, going out wide to his French teammate. Ulbrahim tries to cut it in, and that one takes a deflection off of the left back. Hugo Rivera out for a corner. We are just waiting for the ball to get back in. This will already be the fourth corner of this match coming up for MSI Pro. The two center backs are also just getting water real quick as Ishibashi sends in an outswinger. The rising up high for it was Abdur Neama, but he couldn't get to it. And now Ono. His intended pass was just to the middle of nowhere. Amato got the clearance there by Hugo Rivera. Here is Old Brahim. And he got pickpocketed. And now Sorto. Here's Alveol. Or Pritchett, actually, was the one who lost possession there, and it's now going to go back to Old Brahim. Guy who's been a real menace with his feet so far tonight. Oh, yes, Old Brahim. He's been really working some nice checkers, but unfortunately nothing has worked yet. Sami Kasai now out to Abdul Neama. Or Ahmad Neama, excuse me. And now here's his brother, Abdur. Got around Abdur Neama over the bar. He almost had something there, but unfortunately might have hit under the ball with the palm of his right foot. But we've got a very lively match here as we are about to approach the 30-minute mark in the next few moments. Cleared away, and it will be out for a throw in, and it's going to go, that ball is going to just miss bouncing into the seats. Referee's telling them they need to go back for a sec. As Sami Kasai just looks to get something started. Ishibashi goes back to Figueroa, who has really just been a lame duck except for the two shots, the one that went in and one that just went wide, squeaking past by Eric Aravallo. Oh no, that was a careless pass. And as was that, and Ono got back and passes it to Old Brahim. Here is Abdur Neama, but he is interrupted rudely by Hugo Rivera. It's been a very busy night so far for the Touch Kings back line so far here in this match. And I think now that they are down 1-0, MSI Pro is going to continue pushing up and pressing on the tempo, and which is something that they are looking to maybe adapt themselves to, since they've been more of a team that's been more passing based. Out wide for Old Brahim, and that ball was overcooked. I think Old Brahim wanted that one well done. Unfortunately, he got one that was medium rare. You can hear the cowbells ringing out, and a lot of kids here in the stands. It is to support MSI Pro. A lot of them, I would probably imagine, are playing for MSI Rec Leagues or MSI travel teams. So nice to see that the community is coming out here in Bethesda. Here's a shot chance now as Pritchett was offside anyway. Yeah, if there's one thing I remember about Caleb Pritchett when I was working with the Bobcats, he was very much, as one of my former commentary partners told me, he was very much snake-bitten in that he would always get these great opportunities, he just couldn't convert them, or he would always just be offside. And but that shows that you're a very eager striker, obviously, and that you're somebody that's really wanting to become a natural poacher. Here's Abdur Neama. Delovich, he's going to go for it and hits it through the uprights. Wrong kind of goal, but wrong kind of football, but he still got it in for the field goal. So, but unfortunately for him, that is not going to be 3 points. I mean, he also did have two teammates over on either side. I would think you would have wanted to maybe get that out to Old Brahim just to maybe create a bit of a distraction and have him open you up for a chance on target if you're William Delovich. Pass intercepted. And Ahmad Neama, or actually Jakpazu, was fouled, and we will have a free kick for MSI Pro. I don't think we've had a single free kick for Touch Kings FC so far, if I'm mistaken. Kasai, they're trying to look for something open, and Pritchett almost exploited that. So a little bit of a jumble there, but Ono gets it back to Abdur Neama. And that one's picked off by the goal scorer Sotelo, and he's looking for options, and that is taken down by Abdur Nayama, and we are going to see a card, our first of the night. It is a yellow, so Abdur Nayama is going to be in the book for our first card of the night. And there was no debating that that was going to be a card. I was also wondering if that could have been a red, considering that might have been a doxo there, a denial of a clear and obvious goal-scoring opportunity. It didn't look necessarily like it, but at the same time, it was a 2-on-1 because Caleb Pritchett was wide open over on the left side. So you got to wonder if that could have possibly played into that decision. But now, first set piece of this game, already for Touch Kings FC, excuse me. So going to take it here will be, it looks like will be Judah Alvial. Pritchett's gonna head it. What a save off the line, but it was gonna be offside anyway. But a really good header off the line to keep this thing keep that out of the net by Ishibashi. And it looks like we are going to get that hydration break that I did promised. So it's going to be a few minutes, but let's talk about what we've seen so far. I mean, Touch Kings FC, excuse me, came right out of the gate and scored a goal thanks to a goalkeeping blunder by a guy that, as my partner Gio said, was something that was very unusual and very unnormal for a guy like Julian Figueroa, who's been having, as Gio said, a very good season this year and has been one of the best goalkeepers in this North Division. And for Noel Sotelo, he was the benefactor of that. And as a result, that's the one goal that we've had so far in this match between MSI Pro and Touch Kings FC. The team from Bethesda down 1-0 to the team from Columbia, Maryland, who had to travel 22 miles down here to Walter Johnson High School. I think right now, these two teams are probably going over what they want to do for the next 15 minutes plus stoppage to see how are they going to attack the game plan. But as of lately, this has been a very much controlled MSI Pro match. They've been the ones on the forefront and on the front foot, and they have been just attacking without any sort of mercy. We've seen so many shots, but unfortunately for the team in green, none of them have been on target. I think Ryusuke Ono is talking with our referee to see why that was a foul. When I think the argument he's making is that he was pushed off the ball and that it was completely legal. So that is not going to be the case. So we are just wondering now what is going to be happening in the next 15 minutes before we go to halftime. Just about to get back underway after a quick hydration break. And it will be a goal kick to get us started for MSI Pro. Just waiting for a couple more of the players from Touch Kings FC to get back on the field, and we are back and underway. So it will be Ishibashi. Here is Amato, looking for options, and almost got pressured by Sotelo. Pass was blocked. Here is Ishibashi. And he's going to lift a cheeky pass for on Osres, and that one's going to be offside anyway. But you got to like the idea there from Ishibashi, trying to maybe start something on the counter there and maybe put the defenders in a little bit of peril. Just heard the head coach of Touch Kings FC over on the bench say, "Hey, we got 15 minutes. We got to hurry this up." Basically telling them they got to hustle. Posea kicks it back into the play. Pritchett won the aerial duel, but either player got ball. Amato gets it for MSI Pro. And now Ulbrahim, here's a break, and unfortunately for him, the pass was way overhit and gives the assistant referee a hug. You love to see that. Might just be an apology to say, hey, I didn't mean to run into you. Will be a throw-in now for Touch Kings FC. Kasai gets it back after the giveaway. Here's Sammy Kasai. Actually, it was teammate Asres, and now out wide for Ulbrahim. This time he can get to it. Ulbrahim looking to get one into the box, and that one was deflected, and now a chance for Touch Kings to get out of their own zone. Lifted forward for Caleb Pritchett, but Amato is the one who gets to the ball first. Ishibashi back to the American Amato. And he will go back to Abdur Neama. Or Ahmad Neama, excuse me. Oh no, oh, that pass really did work for Jukpazu. Here's Jasper Jukpazu cutting in Jukpazu, and that one is saved by Figueroa, or by Posea, excuse me, who has had a very busy night in the net. That's already the 6th or 7th shot on target for MSI Pro. So from one attacking zone to the other, Solto out wide. Here's Calix. He's got Amato on him. Calix cutting it back. Pass over hit. Here is Baez. And palmed away by Posea there. They're calling for a handball, and there will be a handball here for MSI Pro. It's actually against them, and now a chance from the what would be the NFL, the 28-yard line. Don't you just love it when the two different footballs come together and mesh? So free kick coming up here, and it will be, it looks like maybe Calix or Rudy Ventura to take this. Is actually going to be Tamayo who hits it. Went directly for the goal, but unfortunately for him, he was not able to get one in there. Just waiting now for another ball to get on the field. It did reach the end of the track, closer to the baseball fielder, Walter Johnson High School. Sammy Kasai looking to start something up here and goes back to his goalkeeper, Figueroa. Amato. Abdur Neama. He's going to switch the field here and get it to Kasai. There's a lot of open space here on the right side. And he goes to, oh no. Switching the field now for Jukpazu, intervened, but only as far as Abdur Neama. Asres was taken down. He's holding his ankle. Spinning around is Ishibashi, or actually that's Abdur Neama. Ishibashi over on the left side. Looking to cross one, and Jukpazu was the intended target. Nobody could get to that. Started to maybe calm down a bit since the hydration break that we just had. But you gotta just wonder how much these players are gonna be saving their energy for the second half. With the lead being as it is, especially for Touch Kings FC, they really are gonna wanna provide a stunner here. Winner of this, if it's MSI Pro, they will be going on to take on Club Deportivo Laurel, but if Touch Kings FC wins, they will take on the number 1 seeded DC Hyper. Bridge SC Sports Club will be is probably watching this right now to wonder who they will be playing in the next round after beating Chiefs United last night. Kasai back to Amato. Had to get it off before Sotelo got there. Abdur Nayama. Here is Ono, and he got interrupted rudely by Alvial. Oh, here comes Ulbrahim. And across there did not work after Delovic was the one who set up Ulbrahim. And now streaking down the right side is the running right back, Rudy Ventura. The intended pass to Pritchett went over his head. Ishibashi looking to create some chaos. Here is Ryosuke Ono. You might need to be saying, oh no, after giving that one up. No pun intended. Will be a throw-in as it's taken by Ulbrahim and Sami Kasai. Goes out wide and switches the field to Ahmad Nayama. And that one was intended for his brother. Instead, it went to Rivera. And pushing off the ball was Sotelo, but he got beaten to it by Ahmad Nayama. Finds his brother, but it got stolen away. And now a ball in the air, won by Delovic. Oh no. Ishibashi. Kasai. Looking for options. Goes to the right, out wide to Ulbrahim. The pass was a bit too hard hit, and it took a deflection. That explains why it took such a weird direction. Here's Kasai looking to create chaos in the box. Goes back to Abdur Nayama. Instead, that one was cleared. Caleb Pritchett beaten to it by Drew Amato. Or Simon Amato. Kasai. Back from Asres. Ishibashi. Ahmad Nayama. There's a player down right now for Touch Kings FC. I don't know if you can see in the camera right now. That is number 17, Sotelo. Delovic spun around a bit too hard, and Amato gets the clearance. Very interesting pass there, but Delovic regains possession. Here's Kasai. Back to Ishibashi, who's going to have an effort. And that one squeaked about maybe 4 feet to the right of the near post. Goal kick coming up here. As we are in the 42nd minute. 43rd, excuse me. Just waiting for Jose Posea to get back onto the field with the ball, because it did go all the way out to the end of the track here at Wildcat Stadium. Pritchett's been getting high in the air. If you were a DC United fan, that's probably got to remind you a little bit of Christian Benteke. Into the box, Amato. Oh, that was a very risky header to try clearing it, and unfortunately for him, it did land into the arms of Figueroa. Oh no, sending forward, Abdur Nayama lost a battle there with Tamayo. And that one is going to be a throw-in now as Ono to take. Kasai had Sotelo on him. Ishibashi. Kasai, that ball did go out of play, and the referee saw that and blows the whistle for a throw-in. Shade is starting to maybe play a bit of a factor here. The lights have not turned on yet over on the far side, and that might play a bit of an issue for some of these players in terms of sight lines. Looks like we're already going to have a substitution coming on here. That is number 20, for Touch Kings FC. That's Ryonosuke Noda coming on for Sotelo. So that is the end of the night for the goal scorer, Noel Sotelo. But now you got a bit of fresh legs for the last few minutes here in the first half. Rivera will switch with Tamayo just to clear Pritchett. Ooh, pretty big collision there, but Amato got up okay. The ball hits the referee, and it will be a free kick coming up here for Touch Kings. Throw in here. And now here is Jakpazu turning on the afterburners. He got fouled and a yellow card shown. First of the night for Touch Kings. That one goes to the captain, Juan Tamayo. And I feel bad for Tamayo there because it was very clear and obvious what was he supposed to do there if he was just trying to stop Jakpazu from getting into the box, and unfortunately Jakpazu just tripped over Tamayo's ankles. So I mean, by the definition of the law, you have to, if it's a trip, basically, you're going to get a yellow card, especially on that kind of play there. But, I mean, that's something that always infuriated me when I was a player, especially as a defender. So a free kick coming up here. It looks like Ahmad Nayama will be the one taking it. You got to wonder if maybe he's going to go for his brother. Here comes an in-swinging ball. Headed away, not far. Here's Delovich. Back to Ono, going down the right channel. Ono, crossing one. It went over the bar and curled back into play. So it is going to be a goal kick. As we are near stop or in stoppage time. Gotta wonder how much is going to be added, A, from the hydration break, and B, because of the goal that was scored pretty early here by Sotelo. Figueroa got it to Kasai, who switches the field for Ahmad Nayama. And now Abdur. Oh, a back heel that was attempted. That was a very cheeky move there, but Ivan Meza gets to it first. Or Ivan Baez, excuse me. Ooh, Amato was able to get there, and they're going to call a foul here against number 10, Christian Sorto. And the bench for Touch Kings FC is not quite thrilled about that. Ahmad Nayama. Pass intercepted by Noda, the substitute that just came on here in the first half for the goal scorer Sotelo, who is, by the way, looks like maybe getting massaged on the bench right now. So Jakpazu goes back to Ahmad Nayama, and referee blows the whistle. That is halftime here in Bethesda, Maryland, through 45 minutes. We've got 45 minutes to go. It is Touch Kings FC 1, MSI Pro 0, as we go into halftime here in the quarterfinals of the UPSL North Division playoffs here on DMV Sports Media. We'll see you on the other side of halftime. Welcome back to Walter Johnson High School on the Wildcat Stadium on the campus of Walter Johnson High School in Bethesda, Maryland. It is the second quarterfinal of the North Division playoffs of the DMV North Division playoffs of the UPSL. With my cameraman, Gio Monteroso, my name is Josh Seeger. We are so thrilled to have you along for the ride, and we are expecting a good second 45 minutes after a very action-packed 45 minute first half, and it all started because of a goal by Touch Kings forward Noel Soltelo, and unfortunately for them, though, they are going to be without him for the rest of the match. He did come out at the end of the first half due to an injury. We have no word about what that could be, but the way it looked, it was maybe something with the ankle, but he was also on the massage table, so your guess is as good as mine right now, but we don't want to speculate, obviously. So it will be Touch Kings kicking off. It will be big Caleb Pritchett, who will be the one with the ball, just getting the final preparations underway for the second 45 minutes. And for MSI Pro, it is score or be sent home at this rate. And for Touch Kings FC, just keep MSI Pro off the score sheet just to create maybe a shock result here in Bethesda. Just waiting for the whistle to blow. To my knowledge, it looks like there has been one substitution, it looks like, for MSI Pro. Yes, there is. Yusuf Berry is now in the match. So we are underway for the second half of this game. MSI Pro going from right to left on your screen in the green, and Touch Kings FC going from left to right in the yellow. And that one is picked off immediately.
I'll hold that thought.
As now a chance, Yusuf Berry almost makes a massive impact immediately. And a great save by Posea keeps the home team off the score sheet.
Yeah, I was just going to mention, it speaks volumes that MSI is able to bring on two players like Yusuf Berry and Warbrowski, number 18 there, who has been absolutely on fire for MSI. Both of those guys, you can look for a lot of offensive power. Yusuf Berry, a legend in the local region, playing with the likes of Steel Pulse, Bobcats, and so many others. I mean, he's just a player to look out for.
Yeah, you make a good point, Gio. When I was working with the Bobcats last year, he wasn't on the team last year, but everybody spoke so highly of him, especially head coach Alex Cow, one of his former teammates. But yeah, it's a completely different forward pairing. It looks like we have seen the last tonight of maybe it looks like Ulbrahim, and I'm going to want to take a guess and maybe say it looks like Abdur Neama is off as well. So a completely fresh set of legs over here on the front line for MSI Pro, and you're going to wonder how the Touch Kings FC bench is going to want to respond to that, especially because they are right now very short-handed on the bench. They only have 3 more subs that are available. Here is Yusuf Berry now charging through the middle, but he got interrupted. Figueroa will just take it back. And now here is Amato. Simon Amato has been very busy tonight, having to guard Caleb Pritchett, a very tall presence here on this field. Here is Ono, back to Ishibashi. Sotelo lost it, and there is Delovich. Very big opportunity there for Warowski, excuse me. Noda, who came in at the end of the first half. No foul called on the play against Sotelo. Ishibashi, Delovich with the one-time pass, and now Yusuf Berry pushing off his right back, Ventura off the ball. Here is Roveski, and that one is just over the bar. Was starting to trip, though, and fall down as he was trying to get that shot on target, but unfortunately that thing was way off. Actually, it looks like maybe one more sub is on that we didn't mention. Atakan Ozturk might be on as well. So it's a completely new and rejuvenated front line for the MSI Pro team. And taken down in the box, no foul called on by the referee, as taken down there, it was Eric Arevalo. And he just got up, but a bit slowly. Switching the field now for Yusuf Berry, who turns on the Jets, gets there, and he's got a defender on him. It goes off of Rudy Ventura. Actually, no, it went off of Berry for a goal kick. The way it's been looking from up here, it looks like that these have been pretty clean corner kicks, but referee tends to disagree this tonight. It's gonna be the third time that I've questioned that, and is not a sub. It looked like there might have been coming on for Baez. We're away now, and a foul. Looks like that is, who was that taken down? That was number 5, Ahmad Nayama, who just saw his brother come off for the rest of the night. So a free kick here from what would be the 33 hash mark if this was a high school football game. And it's going to be Wareski to take it. Back to Wareski from Nayama. Here's Ishibashi. Back to, oh no, Kasai looking for an option. Barry's all alone, and Barry scores! An immediate impact off the bench for Yusuf Berry, and we are level to open up the second half. It was just as early, maybe just as early, not even, maybe even earlier than the goal that opened up this match to begin the half, but a very lively start already for MSI Pro, and that is why you cannot afford to foul in your own defensive end if you are a guy like Ivan Baez there. But that is massive now for MSI Pro, who've just gotten back into this.
Yeah, I mean, we just highlighted Yusuf Berry, and you saw it there, the ability he has. He had a defender on him. He took a little bit of a touch just to give himself a little bit of space, fully stretched out, tipped it in past the keeper. I mean, this is just talent we're talking about, and it's for a reason that we highlighted him.
There is a reason that he is one of the top scorers for this MSI Pro team, and it's just that ability to get in the right spot at the right time, or just breaking out and completely breaking the ankles of defenders. It's his first game back from injury too, and now here's another chance, and that one just squeaked wide on the shot from Atakan Ozturk. And man, all three of these subs are making an immediate impact. It's been very lively from them, and that is what you get when you're putting on fresh legs, especially on a front line. And when you have a bench as deep as MSI Pro does tonight, and it's nothing against Touch Kings FC, but if you look at their bench, it's very shorthanded. They've got only 3 more subs, and they've only had 4 players on the bench in total. So in a way, this is going to very much benefit MSI Pro because of how many options that they can use and toy around with. Here comes the cross. Here's Yusuf Berry, but he was offside. The flag came up. But again, he just snuck past his defender, but I think it might have been a bit premature there. That's what you like to see, though, from a striker. Somebody who's just wanting to get in the right spot and at the right time and just sneak past and be very quiet about it. Here is Ishibashi. Oh no. Now Ishibashi. Ahmad Nayama. Messing around at the 40. Here is Ono. Going forward now for Wareski. He got around his defender. Here is number 18, Wareski. Looking for an opening here, and Barry was the intended target. The actual target was a defender for Touch Kings FC as Pritchett was almost able to catch Neama sleeping. And Figueroa just gets it out of harm's way, but it will be a throw-in now for Touch Kings.
It should be mentioned that Touch Kings are without some of their key players, not a lot, some of their key players like Kevin Medrano, who has missed the majority of the season, but you would have looked to see them have their top roster for a game of this caliber. I mean, they did bring some heavy hitters. However, as you mentioned, that bench is really short, and it could play to their disadvantage.
Medrano is a massive absence, as you were mentioning, and he's probably the guy that's the catalyst for everything that goes on with this Touch Kings team. And Pritchett heads it over or wide, but it was offside anyway. It wouldn't have counted. But Caleb Pritchett right there, that's another guy that you're trying to rely on right now, especially since Medrano is really the goal scorer for this Touch Kings side, and you really have not been able to find ways to score a lot this season. You've only scored 17 goals. I mean, that is a lot for the spring season, but ideally you want to be scoring as many goals as a team like DC Hyper did this year. Here is Noda, the substitute from the first half. And he is taken down by Wareski, but cleanly as it was on the ball. Ventura just looking for a teammate. Sotelo got around his defender. He's going to cross, and that one was just short for Caleb Pritchett. Putting his hands on his head, saying he knew he had that one. And Wareski is taken down. Complaining to the ref, maybe that he thought that could have been a yellow card foul. Or an advantage, excuse me. So here is Wareski, and now he's going to go out wide. Here it comes. Oh, a really good stop. That might have been, I can't even tell who that was streaking in. They were so quick about it, too. That might. Oh, that was Osres. Comes across now for Yusuf Berry. He's got an open opportunity, but he's offside. So now Figueroa is just looking to get to or Posea is looking to get back into play, and Pritchett was pushed off. The coaches here are claiming that there was a push in the back, and they have a pretty valid argument.
So Hugo Rivera, this guy has been so phenomenal on the back for Touch Kings, both in the UPSL and the Super Soccer League. I mean, we've seen him do some phenomenal saves off the line, some tracking back that should not even be allowed. Like, we're talking about like a 70-yard run to still block the shot. I mean, this kid is definitely a fixture in that back line for Touch Kings.
Should not be allowed, or should not be physically possible is what you're saying. Superhuman.
That's what I meant.
If you guys couldn't hear Gio, he said off the mic, that's what I meant. So now Figueroa or Posea. Why do I keep mixing up the goal? I guess it's because they're both wearing pink. But purple and pink, pretty similar. But Posea will be getting a free kick from outside. It looks like at what would be the 24-yard line if this was the NFL. We do have a substitute coming in, it looks like, for Touch Kings, and that is number 5, Adam Cormie. And he is replacing someone on the back line. Might have been Tamayo that just got taken off. We will find that out in a second. That was their second substitution. They now only have 2 subs left that are available on the bench. Almost played with the hand there by Ahmad Neama. Sotelo having to battle in the corner, and it's kicked out of harm's way, but only enough for a throw-in. So Noda hands it off to Ventura to take a long throw in, what we would expect. So that's probably, so actually that is Alveol. It looks like they're going to play with a 5-man backline is what I'm probably getting from this. Because Alveol is a midfielder, and that one is a chance in the box, but it's going to be caught by Figueroa. Yeah, it looks like they're going to be playing with a 5-man backline. This is a very interesting choice by the Touch Kings coaches here. I think what they're saying is maybe we don't have enough for the attack, and instead they've decided we're going to play the defensive game and try to maybe send this to extra time. Maybe just to stop also the counter here, especially with the 3 big names here. And here's Woreski by himself. Woreski over, oh, just wide. It did take a deflection, so it will be a corner. 6th of the night for MSI Pro. That was a prime opportunity. Holy moly. First touch was sublime. Looks like he will be the one taking the corner here from the near left side. Could this be the one that gives MSI Pro their first lead of the night? Here comes the in-swinger, bit headed over, and it was headed out of bounds by Simon Amato. Battle won by Ishibashi. Here is Caleb Pritchett, though. And he is looking for his teammate Noda. Nice send forward. Ishibashi got blocked there. Goes back out to the former Bobcat Pritchett. Crossing one in, and it's going to be out to Sotelo. Eric Sotelo. Oh, nice setup pass. And a shot from one of the members of the back line. That might have been Rivera there. It was Hugo Rivera. You do like sometimes seeing members of the defense. Well, speaking personally, since I played left back or right back in high school, you do like seeing them getting involved in the action. Unfortunately, I never scored, but it does happen from time to time. Ishibashi, Robleski, and now here's Barry, who got around his defender Baez. Barry, great save by Posea. I mean, that's a prime opportunity, but if you're Yusuf Barry there, you've got to try chipping that at least just to get something on target. It doesn't matter really if it gets saved off the line, as that one's going to be offside. But what a very, very dangerous opportunity, and I think Posea might have almost regretted coming off his line that far out. I mean, that is the dictionary definition of, well, at least the soccer dictionary definition of danger. Ishibashi. Kasai now. Goes to Amato. Back to Ono. Yosuke Ono out to Woreski. Actually, that was Delovich. Oh no. Delovich, forward now. Actually, Ulbrahim has been on this entire time, and he tried to cross one to Barry, but that one was way overhit.
Hold it, Richard. Yes, hold it, Richard. Hold on.
We are in the 54th minute, or 57th minute, 56th minute. Oh, 63rd, excuse me. Sorry, I don't have the clock on me, so apologies.
Blame Gio.
Just blame, yeah, Gio, just take the blame, please. And no foul called there after the push-off by Ventura on Barry. Big collision. And we've got a substitute now coming on for MSI Pro. That is the end of the night for Yosuke Ono. And coming on will be number 26, Patrick Ciani. Oh, Delovich is the one coming off, excuse me. But it will be Patrick Ciani. That I can confirm. So Pritchett tried to play a bit too fancy, and it didn't work there. And that ball did go off of Ozturk, and it will be out for a Touch Kings throw-in. So far, that was already the fourth sub for MSI Pro, so they only have one left. You got to wonder what they're going to decide to do with that when the time comes. Taylor Pritchett just getting a quick drink of water and actually having a bit of a talk with the fourth official here, with the coaching staff of Touch Kings FC. You got to wonder if maybe they were a bit dissatisfied with maybe a foul that went uncalled. And now getting in the face of the referee. Coaching here for Touch Kings is lucky to not be painted yellow for... Nope, never mind. I spoke a bit too soon. And a yellow card to the head coach of Touch Kings.
Yeah, I mean, coach is saying that a player said something to him. He got into it. He said some just things that the referee didn't agree with and got the yellow card just for what came out of his mouth, really.
Yeah, and you're now seeing Hugo Rivera right now, it looks like, talking with our referee in the middle, just to confirm why the yellow was given to his head coach. Here is Kasai. Ishibashi just beat off the defender and gets around Rivera. Storming down. Back now for Ahmad Neama. Here is Barry, and he's going to have to turn on the afterburners. Yusuf Barry getting it back. Here is Ozturk, and he tried to curl it, but he curled it wide. I mean, that's an opportunity you cannot miss. I mean, the way the thing that initially looked like it might have had a chance, but I think there might have been a bit too much backspin there, and just it was a bit too much there, and the laws of physics denied that opportunity. Ishibashi with the intercept. Here is Ciani, who just came on for Delovich. Out wide, Ulbrahim. The Frenchman storming forward, back out wide. Cummings across, good save, Posea on the shot by Boreski. And it will go out for an MSI Pro throw-in. Sun is starting to come down now, and as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but the lights are starting to turn up here at Wildcat Stadium, and that should maybe help a bit with the sight. Kasai now looking for a reset. Ishibashi. Back to Sammy Kasai. Neama. I think we can now call him just by his last name now that his brother is off the field. Old habits do die hard, as they say. So, oh no, looking to get something started here. I think ever since that goal, this has just been very balanced in terms of which way this has been played. Not many shots on target. I think only really just the two. You had the one by Barry to try to get the second there for MSI Pro that was really well guarded there by Posea, and then you had the curling effort there from Roreski just a couple moments ago.
Just a quick update on what's going on here. Right now, MSI is playing with 10 men because Ishibashi was elbowed in the face and currently is getting his blood dealt with. So we'll see how that impacts MSI.
Yeah, I mean, Ishibashi has been kind of the the mania menace for this team so far. He's been the one creating all the chaos in the midfield. So Kasai now with MSI Pro down to 10 men. You got to wonder if Touch Kings FC can take advantage of this. Wareski tried to get it across for Barry, and now Ulbrahim, it was just out of his reach. It seems that short height was a bit of a disadvantage. You can very much hear the Touch Kings coaches being very vocal right now, telling their players to switch the field. They've been predominantly playing on the left side over the last few minutes, as Sotelo chested it down a bit too hard and lost it to Kasai. Oh no. Looks like Ishibashi is just wrapping up his treatment and is going to be getting bandaged on the forehead after taking that elbow. Oh no, now to Ciani. Switching the field for Barry. He's right there, as he always is. And it is kicked out of harm's way by Rudy Ventura. Out for an MSI Pro corner. They've looked rather dangerous on set pieces so far, but nothing has availed. As Ishibashi now comes on, you're going to be able to see that huge bandage on the left side of his forehead. I have a feeling he's probably not going to take headers for the rest of the night, just to play it safe. So Wareski to take the corner kick here from the left side. In-swinger header, just wide, and now Ulbrahim couldn't get his teammate to take that on. It's going to be a throw-in, and now the third sub of the night coming on for Touch Kings. That is number 24, Brian Escobar, who will be coming on, and he is replacing, looks like maybe Ventura's night. Nope, Ventura is on. That might be Rivera. That's going to be actually, that might be Juan Tamayo that will be hitting the showers for the rest of the night. We'll come back to that in just a second here as Noda having to deal with Ono. Switching the field now for Sotelo. It's a great cross. Sotelo looking for options, finding Pritchett in the box. Unfortunately, the pass was too low for him. So the player that was taken off was Ivan Baez. Now Yusuf Berry, another perfect cross for him. Now he's got to just find some danger. Yusuf Berry gets around his defender, and that was one of the weirdest chips. I think that's going to be one that he's going to want back. Because the way he hit that thing, I think that he might have been trying to chip the keeper, but the way that his foot might have slid on the surface, and as a result, it created that weird angle that that basically the ball got off on. So now Ishibashi we'll just watch it go out of play. But yeah, we can now confirm it was Ivan Baez that has been taken off. Have you seen something as similar as that chip shot? I mean, you probably don't see something like that if it's on regular grass, but I wonder because of the turf how much of that played a factor into this because of the surface and what it's made out of. And now here's Wareski on a breakaway. Wareski taken down, and a great save by Posea. The flag did not come up, so that would have been a good goal if he had scored there, but a really clean breakaway. And now Wareski, or Olschurk actually, almost created another opportunity, but he overhit the first touch, and now it's going to be a handball as it did hit the shoulder of oh no. This is starting to become very lively, and I feel like this is not going to finish 1-1 at this rate, and you can definitely see it, and the way it's looking right now, it's going to go towards MSI Pro. We haven't seen much, if anything, yet as of late for Touch Kings FC. Barry actually hits it out of play. But you've got to give MSI Pro's coaching staff a lot of credit. The way that they injected a ton of energy into this because of that front line. It's like basically drinking a human energy, like a human Celsius. It's just absolutely come alive here.
Yeah, I mean, MSI has definitely figured out and found their rhythm and are really taking control of this game. But here's an opportunity here for Touch Kings. But that's kind of been what we've seen from them in the second half, was half-baked opportunities, nothing too clear. Feels like MSI is just swarming them every time they're on the ball.
That's a very good adjective or verb to describe it now, as here's Ould Brahim. Looking for options, goes Wareski. Oh, and Wareski overhit that first touch, but Kasai regains possession. Sammy Kasai with the back pass, or with the back of the palm of the foot pass, excuse me. And now a chance for Touch Kings FC. Out to Caleb Pritchett. Is this his opportunity? Pritchett! Snake bitten, no more. Caleb Pritchett with a colossal goal in minute number 74. And that just put Touch Kings FC back into the lead, something that they had held until the beginning of the second half. And I mean, the setup pass there from Calix was, oh, that was chef's kiss.
Yeah, I mean, he was way by himself. I mean, the know-how to see him open into that space and able to play that pass and then go on to take the touch and then play it down the field and find the space and sees that far post open and has the shot and then finishes. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Unfortunate, heartbreaker for MSI right now, but pure ecstasy for Touch Kings.
Yeah, and if this result holds right now, it will be Touch Kings heading over to the nation's capital to take on DC Hyper in a match that is going to be massive if Touch Kings FC can win that. And as of now, Bridge Sport Club will be heading down to PG County to take on Club Deportivo Laurel. But we are now having a hydration break. But one thing I think that also needs to be pointed out is just how, well, you mentioned how open Pritchett was. You've also got to take into account how preoccupied it seemed that Ahmad Neamo already was, having to defend Sotelo in the box, and that was always going to be a distraction. That might be one of the weaknesses of having a three-man back line as what MSI is having tonight.
I think what happened was they got caught in the transition, right? They were committing way too many people up top and was forced to have a three-man back, and they just got caught. They just got caught in the transition. It was, two passes before they were on their final third, and it was only three defenders back there. It was a 3v2, and Touch Kings did the best to optimize the focus of the defense on Tello, and then just play that beautiful ball out to ultimately the goal scorer.
So with that goal by Caleb Pritchett, Touch Kings FC is now 15 minutes plus stoppage time away from shocking the number 3 seeded MSI Pro. Here, and we are going to find out here. Sit down and buckle up. This is going to be a bumpy ride here, which is ironic since we're right across the street from Democracy Boulevard, which can get very heavy in terms of traffic around this area. Trust me, I should know. I have to go to it when I go to work every day. Get very busy. So, oh no, as MSI Pro, is it just me, or has that goal kind of maybe sucked a little bit of the life out of this building? I think a lot of the fans here are just kind of surprised that MSI Pro is down here. And now Pritchett, he's going to try catching Figueroa off his line. Oh, it's in! A goal from midfield! Caleb Pritchett has got 2! And Touch Kings FC lead has doubled in size! Oh my goodness, and you were saying earlier that Figueroa does not make many mistakes. He's now made 2 colossal ones tonight, and wow! It's not every day you see a goal from that far out. That is extraordinary from Caleb Pritchett. Put that on the CBS Sports Golasso Network. Or Sports Center Top 10, whatever program that you like watching.
Yeah, I don't know if I would give that as a mistake for Figueroa. More so, he wasn't ready because no one was ready for that shot to come off that foot from that distance. I mean, he was, behind the 50 and decided to take the shot? I mean, he caught everyone sleeping. He sure – is that – hold that thought. I was seeing to see if Worobowski was going to do something there, but yeah, I mean, he just caught everyone by surprise on that, and then you saw even his team just filled with just pure joy. He wasn't ready for that.
If you asked me earlier today, based on the standings, and the statistics, this on paper should have probably been a blowout for MSI Pro, but the underdogs are really, really spoiling the party here in Bethesda. And just quote Kermit the Frog right now, it is not easy being green, but they are having a fun time, and they are mellow in yellow right now. That's, by the way, Figueroa is 17, and he, again, as we were mentioning earlier, he's been having a really good season. As here's Wareski. We'll get back to that thought in a sec, and that one is just poked away by Juan Tamayo. But wow, in a matter of minutes, this game has been flipped on its head. We've now got a corner here for MSI Pro. It's going to take, I mean, you've got a score here right now if you're MSI Pro, and that one is just blocked away. And it will be cleared only as far as Ishibashi. Ibrahim out to Ciani, who is serving his options. But now this entire match, the momentum is all Touch Kings. Ishibashi forward now for Kasai. MSI Pro is really going to be sending up numbers. Kasai crossing one in, and the shot by Patrick Ciani was just saved by Posea.
I mean, there's still 10 minutes in here. It's a tall task, a tall glass of water to chug down, but I mean, 10 minutes is still a lot. And then obviously you have the stoppage time because of the water and any fouls that have occurred. So MSI gets one soon. There's plenty of time to get a second.
Well, it looks like Simon Amato might have wanted to join Caleb Pritchett in the midfield goal party tonight. Unfortunately for him, he did not hit it as hard and as accurately. Amato, oh, big mistake, and almost let Pritchett have a chance at the Hattie. That would have been an incredible hat trick tonight, too. Oh, not a great pass to Ono, but he did get bailed out there almost by Kasai. Posey has to get it off. You know, we were both questioning earlier, why is Touch Kings FC going to a 5-man backline or a shapeshift like that? And they kind of answered our question right now. They've actually handled the counterattack quite beautifully tonight. Cross coming in, intended for Barry, but it is caught in the air by Posea, and he almost got fouled by Yusuf Barry. That's what Touch Kings FC are claiming. High in the air like a skyscraper, but that one is going to go out of play. Throw in from Ahmad Neama. Here's Ishibashi. I mean, if MSI Pro wants to get something make things interesting, they've got to get it done now, because the way that Touch Kings FC have been playing, they're going to be playing Park the Bus in any moment. Especially if MSI Pro gets it. They're actually starting to play it right now. Roreski, and that one is blocked. Not cleared away completely. Ozturk trying to cut one across. Here is Gianni off the crossbar. Oh, a wicked chance. And now Ulbrahim, and that one is headed over by Boreski. But the fans here are giving their acknowledgement of that effort, and Gianni smoked that thing off the bar. And we got a player down right now for Touch Kings FC, and this is not something that you can do right now, especially with the bench as shorthanded as it is, because of the fact that they only have one more sub, and you don't know whether or not that sub is really a viable backline player or not. You don't want to take that risk, but thankfully he is up. I think that might have been Rivera that went down. Foul called against Ishibashi, much to his confusion. Now it's just the gamesmanship of just letting time start to tick up, especially with stoppage time in the next few minutes. Noda, can they ice this? Not quite yet. Japanese forward having to deal in the back line with Ishibashi. Here is Barry sending one for Roreski, but that was a bit short. And that ball is sent into the stands. Almost barely left the stadium, actually. We're just in front of the media booth here at Walter Johnson, and it's about maybe 10 rows on the bottom and then 4 rows on the top level, but there's an extra 6 where there isn't a booth. Ishibashi. Chiani, Roreski. Back to Chiani, the guy who just hit the crossbar big. Ishibashi sending a cross in, and that one was overhit and a bit out of reach. For Ilyas Ulbrahim. Sun is starting to set here on the East Coast, or here in the state of Maryland. Barry has to go all the way back after a heavy first touch. Here's Kasai. Out wide, Wareski. He is having to battle, and a foul called against him. It's a free kick coming up now for Touch Kings FC, and ooh, we're getting a little bit of a verbal argument between Wareski and. Looks like that might be Rudy Ventura. I think the MSI Pro players are wanting a card there, but that brings the dilemma of if you give one card to one player, you kind of have to give the one to the other. Oh, and we now have a yellow for dissent here. I think that went to Wareski. And another yellow card here, and that one is shown to Ozturk. Yeah, prior to those, though, I feel like you would had not one but 2 MSI players gotten one. I think you also have to maybe give one to Rudy Ventura there, just to make it seem like it's an even playing field, because he was, if you think about it, Ventura was kind of the one that started that entire spat. Ventura is a bit lucky to avoid being painted yellow in the book. So we are back underway. Probably going to be another minute added of stoppage time to deal with that situation. Cleared out of harm's, clear it and out for a throw-in.
Yeah, Venturas didn't get that yellow card because both those players were called on yellow on dissent. So referee was just really just not having whatever they were saying.
Yeah. So, oh no, they really need to start getting something done here. Time is ticking down. Ciani was pushed down, but there is no foul given. It seemed a bit soft. You can see the coaching staff of MSI Pro. They are crouching down. They have their hands around their faces, about definitely showing some signs of nervousness.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about Touch Kings on how they weren't the second half. They weren't themselves. They weren't like really doing anything, and seemingly out of nowhere, a spark really just has kicked off this team, who seems very much in control now. And I mean, even from the defense, from the tactics to eat the clock and just keep in possession and not allowing MSI to get opportunities. This is a completely different Touch Kings to what started in this second half.
Is it me, or has this Touch Kings team come alive when Brian Escobar came on? Because he, it seems like, has added a new motor to this Touch Kings side that has been just really been on the forefront of everything. MSI Pro just looks so uncomfortable. Free kick coming up here for MSI Pro. Time ticking down. Ball is just headed wide. That might have been Amato, but now they've got to get all their guys back, and Amato is looking like he just pulled up because he's limping a bit, and that's a big part of that back line. Yeah, you can see it. He's kind of hopping on that left foot, putting a lot of weight on the left side. So he might be done for the day. And now Ciani gets in. Patrick Ciani pushes off his defender. Ciani, oh, it's just wide. It was from a very acute angle, too. I wonder if that would have gone... You got to wonder if that would have gone in, even if he didn't have any defenders, because he also had to get it off so quickly. But, like, that's a very, very good chance there. That was just rude.
Yeah, I think the defenders did well there just to disrupt. Oh, hold on. This will giveaway.
Giveaway now is Ulsterk, and now it's now cleared out of harm's way for Touch Kings, and now Pritchett, who's gotten two tonight. He didn't get it full complete control of that one. But yeah, that was a really good chance there for Ciani. That's two tonight for him. He's also provided some life for this MSI Pro team. Just unfortunately for him, he has not been able to convert on any of those chances. But it makes you wonder if maybe this front line is what MSI Pro should have gone with to begin with, because they've showed much more life than they did in the first half.
I'll say this, both coaching staffs have done excellent with the substitutions. They've absolutely hit their marks, because early on, Touch Kings were fully in control. The MSI coaches did their substitutions, then MSI was very in form, and then the reaction that Touch Kings had, their coaching staff, to make key player substitutions, formation changes, has done wonders for this Touch King side.
Yeah, especially with the setup that we got on the first goal by Pritchett, the second goal for Touch Kings tonight. That was an incredible setup by Brian Duran. And here's a chance, but it's offside. Ooh. Yellow card here shown. Is that Ventura? No, it is not. That might be Duran, who just got shown yellow now that we were just saying his name. Some incident off the ball. You could see the fans start to get riled up here about that. Can't tell who that is on the ground, but they are requesting medical attention. Oy. Is that maybe... No, it's not Wareski. Is that maybe... That might be Ilyas Ulbrahim. Yep, it is. Good call by me.
One down, yellow! One down, yellow!
Starting to limp.
You talking to me? Let's go, yellow! One down! One down, yellow!
So here is Caleb Pritchett and Ventura had to battle Wareski, and Wareski lost the battle. We got about 4 minutes of stoppage time. We're entering stoppage time in 4 minutes.
We've entered the 4th minute of stoppage time.
Sorry about that. I think a goal here basically ices this at this point for Touch Kings FC. Here is number 9, Noah Calix. We haven't said his name a lot lately. And that is it. The final whistle blows. Touch Kings FC has stunned MSI Pro. Here in Bethesda, Maryland, a team that only had 13 points has defeated a team that was 7 points their senior. And a massive effort by the former Maryland Bobcat, Caleb Pritchett. You could see why there was so much optimism with him when he was with the Bobcats last season. And tonight, he really proved why he is a star in the UPSL. That second goal by him from midfield. A brace from him, a goal from Noel Sotelo is enough for a 3-1 victory. A goal for MSI Pro from the MSI Pro goal from Yusuf Berry was just a consolation in the end, and it is a massive, massive win for Touch Kings FC as they will move on to take on DC Hyper in the. They will play Club Deportivo Laurel in the next round of the UPSL playoffs in the DMV North Division, and that means Bridge Sport Club will be taking on DC Hyper. Those will be happening at the end of the month, if I remember correctly. Yes, they will, at the end of June, and we will have those for you here on DMV Sports Media. So that's going to do it for us here from Walter Johnson High School at Wildcat Stadium. For my cameraman and co-commentator Gio Monteroso, my name is Josh Sager. We bid you adieu. Have a good night, everybody.